What is going on? I'm Zedmot. Little bit more sleep last night for those of you who caught my video yesterday. Hopefully you still have creator code Zedmot in your creator boost in every single Supercell game. I probably lost a few with yesterday's video. Lots of mistakes made. Now, speaking of mistakes made, if your base still looks like this, get the heck out of there. I have not played this account a lot. I know you're thinking, rank 12, who is this clown? But it's for a good reason. Not playing this account. My other account, I'm actually having more fun without flares, which doesn't make any sense. We'll jump to that in a second, but what I'm going to do first and foremost is show you why you shouldn't have a building defensive layout like mine is. Okay, jumping into the attack. Let's see what we get. Yeah, so this is going to be a problem for this person. Now, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about in a second here. We're going to drop that one boat of friends over there. Then we're going to drop, let's go with 5 more total. We're going to get that flare to that back engine room. Need to get that flare fairly soon. That way the heavies hit the shock mines one heavy at a time. We want to minimize the number of troops. Now, some of you are probably saying I should be using ground flares here. I 1000% agree with you because I would have lost fewer troops if I would have done that, but we should still be okay. I kind of want that front heavy to hit that shock mine. That was like 4% intended. If you're wondering what's going on, I'm sure almost all of you already figured out what the next step is, but we're going to get our troops walking. And my goodness, do heavies ever bunch up poorly when it comes to shock mines. Shock mines just making a mockery of those final heavies. Not gonna get that engine room, probably. We will find out here in about a second or two though, and you see exactly what's happening here. So cluster grenade, cluster grenade, cluster grenade. As one heavy gets 3 shock mines, that was absolutely clutch. And then finally getting out the cluster grenades. Cluster grenade, so helpful. When people have started to get into that full-on fizzle fest, we don't need to rush anymore. Not many people getting all engine rooms, so we save our gunboat energy right now, get that flare out, hoping that Brick can get there. This is going to be super duper touch and go as that heavy pounds onto Brick and the gang. Cluster grenade. Now, that middle section was terrible. The fact that I had to go, ideally, you get 2 engine rooms on that first set of troops. We lost, and we lost miserably, but the fact remains, and you're starting to see bases like, you see, I was doing very well, and then I took a break. So you'll see, I think it's this one right here. Yeah, so people are starting to get this kind of base layout where you can't do a 2-pronged attack as easily. We'll do one more attack, trying to show you a better example. That was not a great example by me, but and although a lot of you are past this point in the season, but this video is for those of you who are not past this point in the season, and on this one, we can fully go with 7 boats. Don't need to worry about that extra boat at all, which will help us hopefully get that extra engine room. There's only 1 set of cannons on that right-hand side, so we should be A-okay. And I know I should be using ground flares at the moment, but I kind of wanted to make sure that my first couple heavies hit that shock mine. Now we're going to get a little bit of extra gunboat energy as some of our heavies clear some of the things. I'm going to let them clear that cannon. That way they're not all going towards that SEMO, all going towards that shock mine at the same time. And now we can get them moving. So medkits for absolute days. We're going to hang on here for a second or two because if I drop them on that right, they may, you know what, let's try dropping them on that right. See if they actually, yeah, see, there is the problem right there where they start to go to that left-hand side. And now that we've got enough of those heavy dudes out front, getting brick out, those left-hand side guys are done. And that is happening way, way, way too often, where people are trying their darndest to get all of their troops from the left to the middle to the back, and that is no longer a thing. So as soon as we hit that next shock mine, we're going to get that flare onto right there, and then we're just going to spam that cluster grenade as fast as we can, getting all 3 engine rooms. It's not pretty, it's not sexy, but as long as your base is decent, which by the way mine isn't, we're gonna have some success. So yes, use battle orders when you first get to heavies, then move into Iron Will maybe, and the final play, of course, is cluster grenade. And you'll notice I haven't been talking much about the tech tree. There are just so many choices at the moment. This is my other tech tree. Made an important decision that I thought I would share with you. Going to 4 engine rooms. A lot of people get really nervous or unsure about going to that next engine room level. I had a battle where I was 3 engine rooms, they were 4 engine rooms. I got 0 engine rooms, they got 0 engine rooms, and they won. So I said, screw it, we're going to 4, and so far it's paid off. A couple poor attacks by me to end it, but overall, once I got in there, started picking up some wins, and I'll show you how I'm getting all the engine rooms. That's not the right attack. We don't care about 3 engine rooms. Of course, we get those. Come on, what do we got for us? Some of my attacks went off the log, unfortunately, but overall, just walking through, the first thing you want to do is get rid of these things. These things are there to draw your troops out. I actually started by dropping Zookas. I'm not sure if you guys saw that or not, but getting Zookas out early. If your rifles are all dead by the time your Zookas arrive, it's a bad time. And this is not one of those things that I can walk you guys through because it is all about timing. And even now, my attacks are going to suck. I'm not going to have that timing probably. And then it's going to take 3, 4, 10 attacks to get the timing back down. By the way, Flint, Michigan, shout out to Flint, Michigan. First person to clear my entire base. Now, here's the thing. We're at the crossroads here. Who sings that song? Anyways, someone will post it. We can go back and get bombardiers. We can go forward and get shocks. Or there was a third option. I can't remember exact. There's all sorts of oh, that's right. The third option is critters. Critters are incredibly useful. So I don't know where I'm going yet. That is yet to be seen. Bombardiers are, what's that, 60 keys to go backwards, whereas shocks could be useful, but bombardiers against this base would probably tear a new one, especially with riflemen. And by the way, someone suggested that using riflemen, Zookas, and heavies, I'm not using 3 support troops. I know Zookas aren't really support troops, but in this instance, it's going to be bombardiers or going forwards and forwards, where even Seekers are off the path, but at least they're by shock launchers. There's a lot of dead ends this season, and rocket choppas are even further off the path. Like, look how far off the path rocket choppas are. So we'll get in. Don't expect good things here. Like I said, I don't have all of my mojo yet, so I should be in gold by now. Yes, I am well aware, but we're just not there yet. So we're going to drop those guys out there. We're going to drop our Zookas over here, hoping that that works out for us. It may not, but in theory it should. That mortar shooting at those riflemen, using the riflemen as they are designed to be to get shot in the face, as that mortar just poofs all of our Zookas. Maybe drop that first boat of rifles a little bit too far out to the right. And now it's all about medkits. Like, all that's left is medkits. That's literally the only option we have is medkits. So you need to get those medkits timed so well. This person's base, lots and lots of machine guns. So our medkits are going to be super duper clutch because it really sucks when your Zookas are standing there pounding away and then the riflemen are just gone. And this is where critters would be so useful. Like, we could clear basically all of this person's mines with one simple set of critters, but instead we just got to keep walking our troops through all of these mines, and I think we're going to have a decent bit of success on that left-hand side. as those late left riflemen come up super duper clutch for us, as that mortar is slowly but slowly taking out our troops. Like I said, I didn't have my mojo quite going right, and I gotta stop saying mojo because it's more than that, but there's definitely a bit of a sync where you're like, okay, finally, I've got it working. And for me, I can't just like document because it's different each base. Wow, that person just crushed them. You see how many engine rooms went down at that one simple time? So they clearly have gotten all of their chests they've spent on something. Let's see what the Quiggis has in shop for us. What do you got for us, Quiggis? Riflemen and Zookas, riflemen, and then just pumping out riflemen. Now, quick note, speaking of bases, I fully copied this base off Alex Shu, I believe is how you say it, on the Canadian leaderboard. He has since changed his base, and I have not changed my base. So this base is in the neighborhood of 16 hours old, probably has already been figured out. By the way, Commander J Doom, shout out for hitting diamond already. Come on, Commander J Doom, get first in. It's got to happen at some point here. So Alex Shu, this base, you see the differences between mine and theirs. I started when I had green mines, they didn't, so I had to make up my placements. I can now see how they're doing. Curious to see what that mortar does as far as pulling troops. But we'll get going. Let me know in the comments. Are you going for bombardiers? Are you going for shocks? Shocks might just be enough. Now, here is where it gets a little bit tricky. So we're going to drop 2 boats of Zookas and then 1 boat of Zookas over here and then the riflemen. And I know some of you are thinking that's probably not super duper smart, but dropping the riflemen, you see the riflemen are going to catch up to the Zookas. We might lose 1 to that sniper tower. Maybe even, yeah, we lost 1 sniper, 1 Zooka, 2 Zookas, then out come the riflemen. That is super clutch because it means that our Zookas are not standing there unsupported. And when they are, if your riflemen are just out front getting shot and your Zookas aren't behind them yet, bad things happen. And I'm going to keep pumping them up that left-hand side because those 3 machine guns in the back right make me a little bit nervous. Should be able to get through that left-hand side without any more medkits for the time being. Just going to hold the line as... Is that Hodor? Is that where... Yeah, anyways, moving... I almost threw a spoiler out there, but is it really a spoiler if it's like years after the case? Again, medkits... I do have 50% troop health. Troop damage would be so useful, I feel like, but we're just not there yet. I'm almost certain I'm going to go back and get bombardiers. Offensive lifestyle definitely suits me, but we're going to have to wait and find out as we crush this base bit by stinking bit. See, I told you, bit by stinking little bit. Now, maybe this base isn't quite as good. Maybe I'm starting to get into the flow of things, but... just wanted to get that out there. Do for certain use bricks, cluster grenade if you've got it, or at least consider it depending on the base layout. And next, do know that you can get into these bases. Do jump into 4 engine rooms if you've been waiting unsure. There's no magic at 4 engine rooms quite yet. Legend Sparta, I played this player a lot. They have bombardiers. If we just beat a bombardiers player, I am going to lose it. They are dropping bombardiers. They fizzled with bombardiers. That is super interesting. So maybe bombardiers aren't the answer as well. Lots of things to come. Hopefully this helps you make a few tech tree choices. I am going to update this base most definitely. I shall also talk to you guys soon. I guess I need to do an operation attack, don't I? Have been a little bit lax on that. Let's see here. Op is down. Okay, we've got an operation hit to do. I'm going to boost 1 bit of GBE just because I love this hit and I don't want to screw it up for you. High Five is one of my favorite hits because there's so much going on. We are going to get rid of this rocket launcher using gunboat energy. I have not mathed it. I'm just literally pushing buttons and hoping for the best. And got the best, which is awesome. And now we're going to drop our artillery on that shock launcher right there. That is going to be key. We're going to be doing a Houdini hack If you know what a Houdini hack is, if you don't, then by all means do let me know. We're going to drop all of our troops, Eversparks, off to the left. That is also important because 2 smoke drop does not work if you don't. Need to get that flare. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but I missed the flare at first. Doesn't matter. You don't have to be perfect around shock launchers. You can leave little gaps. The only concern about leaving gaps is if Everspark gets to that final spot and she tries to poop out some critters, then bad things are going to happen. We're going to try to leave 3 squares. Come on, Everspark. Come on, Everspark. You see what I said about her pooping out critters? That is exactly what I was concerned about. Now we're going to flare back to there, and we're going to hope that we can get this shock right here out in time. Not going well. Everspark dropping those critters did not do us well. We don't have enough gunboat energy. That shock launcher is going to pummel us in about 3, 2, 1 now. Definitely need that medkit to save some of our Zukas. There we go. Now we've got a chance at the solo, even though we've completely and utterly screwed this up. Our troop health statue probably saved us, but there is still a whole bunch of work to be done. We're going to drop those critters about there as the Zukas walk back towards all of those mines. Not bad. Not bad at all. Even if we don't solo this, there are still 49 more attacks to take this puppy down. So high five. Lots of moving parts. I love this operation attack. It's got a hot beach. It's got a very, very, very healthy core. We're going to move back a little bit, trying to save a few of our troops from that boom cannon because, hey, every single Zuka, not a lot of health on these shields. I know there are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shields. But as you can see, there is some movement there. We're probably not going to solo this, but do keep that in mind. High five is a very, very fun hit. You'll notice that when I dropped my artillery by that shock launcher, A, I cleared the shock mines. B, I did some damage to that shock launcher. That's how we knew Everspark was going to target it. And now it's just an easy finish. If someone can just walk like 1 boat of bombardiers back there if they really wanted to. And you know what? We might actually. It's moving, folks. 48 seconds left, and it's moving. I don't think we're going to get it. No, we're definitely not. But I'm going to show you something that I like to do now. We're not going to finish this off. So number 1, I don't want... Whoa, you see that? It turned back. I don't want... You know what? We're going to click retreat. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to get some of those mines cleared with our Zukas. If it's coming close to taking the shield down, I highly recommend you leave the shield up because that's going to allow your next attacker to get 48 or 36 or is the shield gen bug still happening where only half of them pop? Regardless, you're going to get a bunch of gunboat energy. That way they can throw in extra battle orders back there. But just by retreating, we cleared some of the mines around the headquarters, around that power core, which is going to help the next attacker. Maybe. And if it doesn't, us doing an extra 12, actually, you know what? Let's see Mackett. Mackett, some of you on the New Zealand leaderboard might recognize this name. I'm going to send him a message. He is one of those players who reads Discord as he's attacking. Let's send Mackett a message. I am recording you live. Don't suck. Okay. Notification sent. We're going to see just what Mackett can pull off. If you're wondering how I sent the message, I'm recording on my phone. I've got my computer in front of me. We're just going to have to hang out here for a second. Mackett is a ridiculously strong operation attack hitter, stronger than me on many, or most hits. It's probably one that I'm better at him. He always gives me a hard time and I like it. Like, there are certain players that will point out your mistakes and it doesn't feel like they're telling you you suck. They're just, hey, I'm sharing info. When you, he just replied, he's on mid attack and he just sent me a message saying no pressure. Hey, so there's actually some swear words in there too. Let's tell him to hurry up. Hurry up. Let's check. You know what? I'm going to jump out and we'll see if he's boosted. Let's just check in with Mr. Mackett. Where are you? Mackett. Are you he's guaranteed not boosted. Yeah, there we go. So this is an unboosted attack. I'm not sure if you guys knew that you can check your team Mates, hope you like watching bombardiers gather GBE. He says he needs one more cell and then he's gonna go. So let's see if he's, yeah, there we go. Using the side flare. How many shocks we got here? 1, 2, he could do this in 3 shocks if he was really, really, really gutsy. Well, that rocket launcher down there. He could go 1, 2, 3 shocks if he's super gutsy. I would use 4. Let's see what you got for us, Mackett. Is he got, I thought that was bullet at first. No, that's brick. That's exactly where I throw my flare as well. Nice, perfect placement. And of course, one heather goes off out yonder. He has lost the delay. That is going to slow his troops down. Now, is that because of the extra pressure, or is that just one of the things that happens on this hit? Let's see here. Boom, boom. The smoke's in reverse order. Beautiful, Mr. Mackett. What do you got for us? Doorbell and phone rang at the exact same time. Had to cut part of this video out in case this bit confuses you. Okay, awkward finish there. Yes, Mackett did solo dioxin. He did it unboosted, well done, and with extra pressure from the notification, typing all the way. Phone call mid-hit. We'll fast forward at 4 times mode through the majority of it. Farming gunboat energy, and the fact that he said one more cell means he knew how much GBE he needed, so either he calculated or he knew exactly, or he was just being a pain in the neck. And then this is the walk. If you have never seen this walk is very, very well known. He did a decent job. I would give his walk about a C+. I would give his attack an A-. Overall, that's pretty darn good. It's good, but not, and it was great, but not amazing. How's that going? Maybe his flare, flare was a little teeny touch too early, perhaps. But overall, this walk, so the first time you see it, like I remember the first time I saw this hit, I was like, how does that even happen? I believe it was Valkyrie Will that found this walk, maybe, or maybe I'm thinking of Waterloo. Either way, good smoke placements. The second tertiary, the penultimate, whatever that word is. And then I think he actually did it with 3 shocks. That's the part that I was really hoping would happen. Right there, that shock on the mortars. I always miss that shock. Oh, he actually, did he do? Oh, he did 4 shocks. Okay, we're going to downgrade that to an A-. It was already an A-, but the fact that he got the mortars, I always seem to miss a mortar. There's a known spot on the core you can push, but even knowing that, I just still miss it. So a little bit better on the warships, a little bit better on the operation attack. No, I didn't finish. I failed on the solo, and Mackett said maybe I could Photoshop my name over his on that, but let's be honest, 47 attacks for dead end where, oh, high five's already gone. So Greybeard came in, cleaned up my mess. I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm Zedmont. Peace.